How would you like to improve your team's commitment to the sprint? All right. Hello, my name is Tim McDermott. I'm a software development project manager. I live in the gorgeous state of Florida in Tampa Bay, where there's always some fun activities to do outside, even in the winter months. Today I'm doing a short hike in a park called Al Lopez Park in downtown Tampa Bay. I'm a software development project manager, and I do a lot of Agile project management. In Agile, you have sprints. All the work is done inside of the sprint, which is typically about 2 weeks long. And at the beginning of the meeting, we have the sprint planning meeting. But sometimes people break the sprint planning meeting out into two meetings, one each an hour long. And the first meeting, they'll call it the sprint commitment meeting. Why do they call it that? Well, it's because in that meeting, that's where you get the team to commit to the work that they're going to do during the sprint. That's what they call it, a sprint commitment meeting. I like the title. I like the idea that they're not just, that they're expected to commit to what they're going to do. That makes them more devoted to getting the goal of the sprint done. A sprint commitment meeting is, so you have the product backlog. It's cleaned up, it's been well groomed and prioritized. You have the meeting, the sprint commitment meeting, facilitated by the Scrum Master, attended by the dev team, attended by a product owner, and stakeholders are optional at the meeting. And the Scrum Master brings up the Jira board of the backlog, and they'll take a look at the items in the backlog. The team has already come up with its own definition of ready. Ready is when that particular item of work is ready to be worked on. Usually that means they have had that this thing has been estimated and the requirements are well written and etc. It's ready to be worked on. And a user acceptance test case plan has been done for that piece of work. So they get together and they go through the product backlog and they move the items. They look at the items, prioritized order, and they look at the sprint, and they also take into consideration, the capacity of the sprint. Is there a holiday during the sprint? Are people going to be away? Are people out sick, etc., etc.? They look at how much work they can get done, and they look at the items on the backlog, and the product backlog, and they select the items based on the estimates, which items and the priorities, which items can they fit into the sprint, and they fill the sprint up that way. They move items from the product backlog into the sprint backlog. This is, like I said, it's done ahead of sprint planning. Sprint planning is where they now take a look at each item in the sprint backlog and estimate and figure out how they're going to do each of those. Come up with a task list for each of the stories and start estimating how much time it's going to take to work on each story, each task, etc. And that's really where they come up with the plan for the sprint. That's it. Now, the meeting lasts about 60 minutes. All right. So that's how you get your people to be more committed to achieving the sprint goal. They actually pull the items that they're going to work in the sprint themselves, which makes them more committed to getting the goal done. All right, I hope you liked this video. We'll come out on the other side. Behind me is a lake. We just passed by a lake. Anyway, you can't see it. All right. Thank you all very much. I hope you liked this video. If you like it, then click on like, click on share. Share it with your friends. Thank you all very much. Hope you have a great weekend.